to my office now in exchange for the corporate governance policy I'm writing for him. But in those days, people will bring tomato, another person will bring onions. And when they get to the market, they exchange the relative value. The person who needs onion takes that onion, the one who needs tomato takes tomato. And when it became too cumbersome, carrying tomato to pay house rent, to pay this, to pay that, they brought cowrie shell, later gold coin, and later money and all stuff. Please understand it. What the secret of money is that money is value. Become valuable if you want to exchange it for money. To have more money, be valuable. I think people need and get it done. And I will show you how to do it. It will surprise you. You will not need to. There's a wealth transfer going on. And you have to shine your eyes to see it. You need to just position yourself. Do you know when some people get broke, there is no money that left this earth? It was just a particular button that they pressed and run some people dry where some people are making it. It's just an exchange. Whenever there is a famine, it's an exchange. This means that some people are going to become broke, some people are going to become rich. The money will not leave the universe. It's the same money. The huge amount of money is still going around, but it's extending hands now. Can you stretch your hands? I receive mine. There's a wealth transfer going on. You are going to receive yours. Stand upon your stronger conviction. Number 13 prerequisite to starting a multi-millionaire project is a record. Stand upon your stronger conviction. People wept when I left the city of Abeokuta. I was told that something happened to me. James, you are a very foolish guy. All your 39 years in this city, because I left that city, I think something usually happened, something radical used to happen to somebody when he's 40. I've been in that city for 39 years. Except this time when I left the country to go and plant a church outside the country for about 2.5 years. I have been there. I married there. Nursery, primary, secondary school. I even served there. So I saw that and when I left, it was a time that any time I go to functions, they put red carpet. Invitations were coming. They did the guy. I met the governor and said, I know you. I used to see your billboard. They even told me that he wants to make me a special advisor. I said, God forbid. Like I told one of them. A pastor named you when you were born, no? You king. A pastor solemnizes you when you marry. A pastor buries you when you die. No matter how small a pastor is your father. So please respect pastors. So he was a commissioner. I won't go to them. No. I can't afford it. I don't. I can't just afford it. Because I know my place. My peace is my place. If you lose your peace, you lost your place. When you find your place, you hand your peace. So I know my place. I'm a priest forever. Now an apostle in the marketplace. And I understand the priestly garments must remain white. So please stand upon your stronger conviction. I don't bear the name pastor anymore. Yes, I'm now Mr. James Abiono. 2 Sundays ago, I went to speak to all the Lagos chapter of the Muslim alumnus of Federal Polytechnic of Ilaro. And these are big guys. And they flew me to Lagos, flew me back, gave me a good honorarium. And when I left, God said, James, now I know you are happy. He said, yes, because these guys won't come to your crusade ground if you have been in the priest. So it's good to fulfill your destiny. And don't you ever think. If you want to clap for God who made me to find my place. Very important. You know, we make some mistake. You say, my father did this, my mother, I have to. No. My father was a priest, Anglican priest. But God wants your own minimum to swallow the maximum of your father's. So please, understand. Don't say you want to stay in one place for a lifetime. Except it's possible for you. The place is wide. Except you are working as number 7 or 20 to Microsoft, stay there. Because when they are having their retreat, all of them flying with their jets, number 1 to 30, or thereabout. If you are in a place that you can see your progression, stay there. Stay there for a lifetime. If I beg you, stay there. But if you see a place that you're always arguing about salary increase, leave bonus, you are trying, have they paid our salary? You are chasing, stop it. Disengage from that group. From now. Anytime you wake up on Monday morning, your heart beats. You look at the hold up. Your heart beats. One day, stop. Don't go. Just don't go. Let them call you around 12. Where are you? I said, I have been delivered today. You have done 9 years. It remains 10 years so that I can become one of the people that is pensionable. But say, leave me alone. It is better for me to stop than for you to bury me. My heart is very tender. Do you know how my heart beats when I have to go? I'm not going. Refuse to go. Some of us, you gallivant up and down because you are full of energy. You are dissipating your wonderful energy. What does it cost you to switch off your phone and pull over for 2 days? So that you can hear what you are supposed to do. God doesn't speak in traffic. And your heart is full of traffic. House rent, light bill, water bill, school fees, office, your almighty boss. I mean, by the time you can't hear what you are supposed to do. God will not speak until you switch off that phone. Why is it that you don't switch off your phone until your battery runs dry? It's wrong. Learn to switch the phone off. Let people know you that it's not every time they find you on phone. You can't find me on phone 30 days of the week. It's not possible. No matter. I got back from the retreat yesterday night and my pastor has called me. A lot of missed calls. He knows. I just sent a text, Baba, I've been on the mountain. So please, very important. It's not pastors alone. It's not only Pastor Buddha that needs retreat. You need a retreat as a consultant. You need a retreat as a lawyer. You need a retreat as somebody who, because why? When you get to retreat, yesterday God downloaded over 50 messages for me in just less than 30 hours. I'm starting a radio program and on channels as well. This program I call Executive Intelligence. I want to be giving out all the spiritual endowment in me. I want to begin to give executive expression to all my 16 years spiritual endowment. God said, go to the air and begin to give executive expression of all your spiritual endowment. Teach them in the marketplace as a mister. Very important. Because I do hear him. You can't hear him with the traffic in your heart. Check it. Some of us have over 36 traffics in our hearts. In-laws, your husband, your house help, your children, your house, light bill, water bill, about 30-something traffic. God will never speak in the midst of storms until you tilt yourself to a serenity and you can hear the still small voice. Stand upon your stronger conviction. Understand the brain power. Your brain functions at best when you allow your brain to function. The brain power God gave us so that we can allow him to rest. Understand the brain power. Very important. Then, create your own future. The best way to predict the future is to create one. I repeat. The best way to predict the future is to create one. Very important. The best way to predict the future is to create one. Create it. Look at that guy. He's trying to navigate. Where do I belong? Brand yourself. This is the secret of branding. Very important. Brand yourself. Stand out. Time sensitivity. We know Britain for time management. We know Israel for security. We know America for liberty. Time sensitivity. Let me say this. Your respect for time is a prediction of your financial future. I repeat, your respect for time is a prediction of your financial future. I have never seen any poor man that have respect for time. I have never seen any rich man that doesn't respect time. In fact, rich people spend money to save time, while poor people spend time to save money. I repeat, rich people spend money to save time, while poor people spend time to save money. I went to Lagos now, first flight. I'm back by afternoon flight, finish my business. A poor man will go for a Kelele Juku night bus. He will spend time to save money. Please understand the power of time. Time is inelastic. Let's quickly move on. Create your own opportunity. Nobody's going to give you one. Create your own opportunity. Create it. Find something to do. A friend of mine in Abeokuta 15 years ago came to serve as a youth corper. This guy, when he finished youth service, they told him to go back to his village in the Ekiti. He refused to go. Do you know what he did? He began to take students that are struggling with WAEC, about 7 of them, including the son of the landlord. He took them. And landlord would just say, oh, that corper is trying, And they will send him food. They will send him pocket money. Sometimes the man will give him 1,000. Sometimes the man will give him 2,000. And the boy was taking them. Unfortunately, after 7 months, all the 7 passed excellently. Do you know what happened? Immediately, the neighbors, the parents of the 7 children told the head of what happened. It's the one copper like that, and about 37 students came and registered. This time they collected money. And you know what he did? He would tell some of his two friends who are coppers, you help me to take English in this room. You help me to take maths in this corridor. When his landlord saw the struggling and having his own testimony at hand, his son who has been struggling for WAEC for the past 4 years, do you know what he did? He just gave him the uncompleted building beside the house. Now, this guy, my friends, he pays over 200 people's salary every month. He has nursery, primary, and secondary school. He's the first guy in that city that started taking children to their homes with luxurious bus. And now he drives an normal Jeep. 15 years. You can run a multimillionaire project with zero cover. It's not money you need. I've been there. So please, create your own opportunity. If the guy created his own opportunity, I'll call him now, he will answer the call, and he will share his testimony. He's there in that city. He started, because let me tell you something, if you look for money, have you noticed that you see somebody who says, I need 5,000, and he has 1,000. I need 10,000. I've never seen anybody who has enough to start anything. You can never have enough to start anything. In fact, whatever you have enough to do is just your own ambition. It's not God's vision. Whatever you can fix is just your idea. Fix it. I will clap for you. Good job. You know. But if you have to really, really say you want to come to the premiership, if you get all that, or you are sitting in the local league, you want to really get some stuff done, you will have to really exercise your faith. Because I saw in 4 places, the just shall live by faith. Romans 1:17, just shall live by faith. Habakkuk 2, chapter 2, verse 4, the just shall live by faith. Galatians chapter 3, verse 11, the just shall live by faith. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38, the just shall live by faith. There's something about faith. We'll talk about that, you know. You hear more about that in the church. Don't let me do church stuff. Now, shift your paradigm. Who is this? You can tell me, who is this? Is she a young lady? Or is she an old lady? Is she young or old? Sir, who is that? Can you just...
A young lady.
Who has another?
It's an old woman.
Perception is stronger than reality. This is what used to cause arguments. You can say he's an old woman if you see the big nose, the long chin. You can say it's a young lady if you see the nose as the jaw of the lady looking the other side. You can see that this young lady has a necklace and has a shawl that she used to cover herself. Okay. If you say she's a young lady, you are right. If you say she's an old lady, you are right. Tell us the next person to you, shift your paradigm. I want to let you know one thing. Paradigm shift is a very consequential issue now we need to talk about in our lives. If you don't change your paradigm, you see, let me make this confession. I used to blame the president, our honorable president. I used to see him as a man who is so weak and he cannot do more. In fact, I must confess, I didn't vote for him. Until Monday, that preceded the last 2 Mondays ago, I saw a newspaper, Punch, and they said, Jonathan replied his critics. He made a speech at the Ecumenical Center during the independence. He said, some of you, people are blaming me. They want me to not to be me. And I have to be me because me is me. They want me to be like a Nebuchadnezzar, like Pharaoh. I don't need to be a general to change this country. Yes, there are giants in the land. There are Goliath. But you should not forget, there is a hole. There is a part that is open at the forehead of every Goliath. And there is a God who is going to help a David to get the Goliath down. From that day. I said, so my president knows his essence. That means he knows his nature. And he will never travel out of his nature to fix what, oh boy. I said, that means that on your essence you will win your battle. Never find your battle outside your essence. Never try to fight your battles outside your essence. Use your essence. What you need is with you. There are 4 categories of behavioral habits. We have the generals. We have the team players. We have the socializer. And we have the detective. A detective will be watching you just like a melancholy will be watching you. He's trying to find out your faults. He knows where to. He will allow you to talk. And by the time he comes out, he will get you. A team player will just come like a sanguine. Oh, what's up? You know, he's trying to make, he likes to start something. He likes to make sure things are done. A team player. You know how to walk through the process. A socializer is that person that he knows how to gather people. He knows how to make things happen. But a general is a person like a choleric person. A general, when two generals meet, they shake themselves like this. They look to themselves inside the eye. If two generals meet, there will be clashes. Except one will say, you are a general in the sea. I will follow you. And I'll say, when we get to the land, I'm a general in the land. So that's when two generals can work together. When there is a job description, that's when they can work together. Have a paradigm shift. Don't ever fight. Some of us, your husband is quiet and you are trying to make him talk. The only way to find the password to a man who is quiet is to understand his essence and to trade with him from his essence. Find his interest and then tap into it. Very important. So you saw that your wife is quiet and you are. Can you imagine? It is the greatest insult for somebody to insult you from what is supposed to be your strength. Find your paradigm shift. Let me give you a last example of paradigm shift. A man sometimes entered a train, and the train is a rich man, because as a rich man he can afford the first class cabin. He entered the first class cabin in the train, and he entered with 3 children. And these 3 children began to make noise, disturb all the other executives at the first class cabin. And this man just sat there. And now said something. He didn't say anything. He kept quiet. Everybody was complaining. Eventually somebody tapped him. He said, "Sir, trying to put your children in order." The man just spoke. "Oh, sorry. You're just coming from the hospital. They just lost their mom." Immediately, there was a paradigm shift. "Oh, sorry. What happened? Hey, can we follow you? What's the matter?" The children that was irritating them, immediately there was a swap. A paradigm is a mold. It's a pattern of thinking. You must shift your paradigm from scarcity to abundance. You must change your paradigm from lack to abundance. You must change your paradigm from hatred to forgiveness. There is power in forgiveness. Let us shift certain things so that we can enjoy certain things. Let's quickly move on. Embrace apprenticeship. Please, very important. Apprenticeship, I would not say mentorship. We understand the word mentorship than the word apprenticeship. And that's why I'm using the word apprenticeship. You are a lawyer. You are working in another man's chambers. You are an apprentice. Understand apprenticeship on time. And let's quickly move on now. Stay focused. That's the 21st prerequisite to running a multi-millionaire project with zero kobo. The only word you can see here is focus. And you saw the word focus simply because you are focused. Stay focused. Tell somebody, stay focused. Some of us, our job is our distraction. You've learned all you're supposed to learn. And there is a heat at your work. And the heat is so much. In fact, I will want to pray for such people when we finish, because I feel a burden in my heart. I can feel the pain of some people who are being pressurized by their work. I met a man, the Secretary General of this Muslim Association of Alumnus of Federal Poly told me something. And the man submitted for my mentorship. He said, "Sir, I am the Deputy General Manager of my company. I saved 40-something million naira. And in 2009, when the market crashed, I lost all my money to the stock because I was saving for capital to start my business." And I shook his hand. I said, "Congratulations that you lost all your money in stock." He said, "What do I mean?" I said, "Why is this?" Money is not capital. The real capital is the technical know-how. It's for you fresh. Have you found out what you're supposed to do? You say, I'm still thinking of what to start. I say, "Can you see? You're putting the cart before the horse." Some of you want to pull out. You don't have enough cash. And you thought enough cash is what will make you to pull out. No. You need one major thing that I will show us now. Let's go. How to run, how to start a multimillionaire project, zero kobo. Now look at this. These are 5 rings. And I'm sitting on my idea. Number 1 thing is this. You need an idea. An idea. How? Hide yourself. Discover your core essence. Build capacity. Obtain clarity. Listen to this. As being of power, love, and the Lord of his own thoughts, man holds the key to every situation and contains within himself the transformational and regenerative agency by which he may make himself what he wills. By James Allen. As being of power, as being of love, as the Lord of your own thoughts, you and me holds the key to every situation and contain within ourselves the transformational and regenerative agency by which we make ourselves what we ever want to be, what we will. Find yourself. Hide yourself. Switch off your phone. How much does it cost you to switch off your phone? How much does it cost you to keep quiet? Let me tell you another secret. It worked for me. Let me tell you, if you check your calendar for October and November, all the functions, if there are 6, reduce it to 1. It's time for you to create scarcity of yourself now. The rich people, have you noticed something about them? They won't come to, if they come to your function, they don't spend much time. When you see them, say, wow, try it. And, sir, what's your name?
Apabio Peter.
You have about 5 weddings, 2 burials and all that, and you cut everything and you just appear in one function for 30 minutes in a month. When people say, oh, Brother Fabio, where have you been? That's when you begin to build up your self-esteem. Oh, boy, I've actually been to London to see the Queen. I've not been around, and I've been around, and I've been around. You begin to hand honor. You go out too much. They see you often. Begin to become scarce deliberately. Create a scarcity of yourself. Reinvention begins by hiding. You know why? You can see there's a brick wall. The way you are going, some of us, you can calculate how much you will earn in the next 10 years. Level 10, step 2. Level 12, step 5. You. Do you know the way you are going? You may not be able to make it for your child. When we flew our child outside the state to go and school somewhere, let me tell you something. They were going to the best school when we were in Abeokuta, because I was a one-eye king in the city of the blind. Next to them was the deputy governor's house. When we got here, I stripped myself all I had. I left my sitting room the way I left it. I left my Jeep, I left my Benz, and I came to this city. And I remembered when my family had to join me. When they came, we have to stay in Kubwa. The day they were coming, after using a lot of money to empower the women, I had no money. I needed $500,000 to rent the house. I've seen the house. The landlord said, bring money. My wife will call me. Does it have water? Yes. Is it a new house? Yes. And I told them on the 23rd of September 2009, I told them to bring on my load, to bring my stuff. Leave this room the way it is. Just come. Bring the vehicles and come. And they were coming. I had 30,000 that day. I needed $500,000 to rent the house. I said, God, no problem. I want to see whether you will tell me this morning you are broke. I only have 200,000. In Jamaica, do I have 150,000? This boy wants to disgrace me. And my neighbors were looking at me, this guy. I said, God, you did the July stuff. We do it again. Said, instead of me to do adultery here, because then after I empowered 2,000 women, devil assigned 2 women to be chasing me up and down. They leverage on the fact that I don't have a car. Pastor James, where are you? I'm in Kubwa. And I'm going to speak somewhere. Say, I will come and carry you. She will leave FAB and come and carry me. And when you get to function, is that your wife? You explain to the first person, she's not my wife. You get to another place, is that your wife? So God said, now leave what you are doing. Go and bring your wife. And there was no money. I said, God, why are you training me like this? I remember that day. They got to Akure, no money. I stood. They got to Lokoja. I think they were in Gwagwalada when the heaven opened. collected the money, paid. When I paid, and they gave me the house, and I opened the house, she called me. She's in NYC Junction. And I moved, and we got to the house. She saw that I still sawdust and all that. It's a new house. I said, what happened? I said, I just paid now. I said, we won't have taken our load to the bus stop. There is a God I know as a God of 1159. He would like to show up when it seems. I said, so I've seen him to be like that. So I just left it like that. I said, I want to see whether you honor adultery or you honor successful family life. So he rose on my behalf and he did it. Hide yourself. I hid myself since that 2009. The Jeep in my hands and the Benz said, now take this Jeep. They announced, when they came in September, they announced amnesty in 2009. I said, James, rush to Port Harcourt. Gather 500 women. Because the amnesty is a time bomb. Go there now and gather 500 women. And I moved. I sold that Jeep. And I moved to Port Harcourt with the money. And I gathered 500 women. 27 and 28th day of November 2009. And when I left, I got back to the city without a dime. I remember the last 6,000 on my pocket, they used it as my extra luggage at the airport. I thank God the last Mercedes-Benz in the house, I asked somebody to come and pick me in the airport and we came here. I hid myself. I didn't like the school the children are attending in Cuba. But when we had to now say, oh, first daughter, go and school outside the city. And I took her, I was